Some days our job is weird and some days it's normal, like just shipping a bicycle wheel all the way to the South Pole. So right now we're working on a project where we're trying to take a fiber optic cable and put it down through a hole drilled through an ice sheet for distributed temperature sensing. And talking to our customer before this deployment went out the door, we realized that they needed some way to unspool the cable and get it down the hole without kinking it, because that equipment wasn't being provided by any of the other contractors. So we needed an inexpensive way to do this because it's probably never going to come back. We don't want to spend a lot of money on this single-use item. And one of our people had the idea of using a bicycle wheel. So we got a bike wheel from a bike shop. They were actually throwing it out. He went and got it out of the dumpster for us and didn't charge us anything. So big thanks to Fat Tire Bikes over in Springdale. And then we plasma cut this frame, bent it up, welded a little rod for reinforcement, put some powder coat on it just so it looks nice and doesn't rust up before it gets there. The wheel didn't have an axle in it, so we used some skateboard bearings and a piece of all thread. This is only going to have to turn about 700 or 800 times to get the fiber all the way down to the base of the ice sheet, and it's going to be turning very slowly. Really, all that's going to happen is the fiber is going to come from the main reel, come over this wheel, and go straight down into the borehole. This big radius just keeps it from getting bent, kinked, anything that could break the fiber or introduce excess attenuation. But I thought one thing that this was missing was a little bit of labeling. Even though it's something that's only gonna get used once, we take a lot of pride in our work here, and that's why we took the time to powder coat it. And that's why I took the time to use my wife's Cricut vinyl cutter to make some labels that are our logo and our web address. So I thought it's a nice weekend, rainy afternoon up here in the shop. I thought I'd just take some time and show you all putting these labels on, and we'll take a look at the final product. So unfortunately, one of the E's tore the little bottom piece of the E off. So I'm gonna have to get a pair of tweezers and try to insert that back on, which is going to be a lot of fun. Luckily, we do a lot of electronics and micro work, so we have tweezers of every shape, size, and description that you can imagine. Perfect, nobody will ever know. Except you, and you won't tell anyone. This is why you keep old credit cards around, is so you can squeegee any little air bubbles out on these. I'm not very good at vinyl work, but having a Cricut and being able to do this lets you just add that nice kind of finished look to something. Even though this is a one-time use thing, I just want it to look good when it leaves. You know, one question that a few people have asked me before is our logo, where it came from. So I originally designed our first logo, and I thought it was going to be, you know, very symbolic, right? So it had what looked like an operational amplifier symbol, which is a sideways triangle if you're not familiar. And inside that, I had the waveform from the Oklahoma 2011 earthquake, which was one of the earthquakes that got me involved in geophysical instrumentation. And I thought this is gonna be great. Unfortunately, if you're not a graphic designer, it's almost impossible to design a logo that doesn't look like some part of human anatomy. And I couldn't make anything that I liked. We had that logo actually on the first couple circuit boards that I ever put out back when I was still in graduate school. Then I went to a local design firm, ended up paying, I don't know, it was a lot. I want to say it was over $1,000 in the end for them to design this logo and some business cards. They gave me lots of options. We went through 2 or 3 rounds of refinement. But in the end, this logo is supposed to represent a sensor, and we're sending some sort of sensing waves down into the earth. I like the logo. It's clean. It's easy to put in a square and then have our name above and below or to the sides, or rearrange it however you want. So having a graphic designer do it was definitely worthwhile. I probably would go somewhere like Upwork now and try to hire an independent designer instead of a firm. I've had pretty good luck on Upwork. But anyway, that's the story behind our logo. So now let's finish with our last website sticker, and I'm gonna try not to tear the E on this one. I'm always terrified I'm gonna get these on crooked. This one looks pretty good. Again, like I said, I'm not an expert at this by any means, but I think this will work. So using a Cricut's really pretty simple. You just have it cut it, you pull the unused pieces of vinyl off, you stick it onto this transfer paper, and then you stick that onto your device. It's just a lot of unsticking and resticking, and at every step, it's easy to rip something or get something crooked. All right, well, I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to leave you with a couple shots of this, and you can see that sometimes it just takes, I don't know, probably $10 or $15 worth of 11 gauge steel, a couple hours of someone's time, and a free bike wheel to solve a problem like preventing fiber optic kinking in Antarctica.